So, big news. Wait, not big news. Well, this is just kind of what's happening right now. Mary J. Blige, she's being inducted into the Apollo Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame, yeah.
Down in Apollo, clapped that up. She was out there.
On 2/5, that's dope.
1/2/5. That's significant. You know, the Apollo is the Apollo, man. And did I ever tell you I got booyah'd?
Yes, you did.
I did. I got booyah'd at the Apollo back in the 80s. Yeah. So the Sandman was on his way out, but he didn't come out.
Dusting off his...
He was going to come out and dance on me and put it on me. And we kind of swayed the crowd a little bit. I think that was 1984. Anyway, but if you get an opportunity, you know, all the greats, all the legends have come up through there. So to recognize Mary and her full contributions to music, because Mary got a lot of women through a lot of things, bro. And I told you I was a little selfish. When she's in a great relationship, the music just didn't sound that good to me. But when she was going through something, she became a vessel for women to, you know what I mean, express her fashion, the way she dressed. She always had that, you know what I mean? So we give her that.
Yes.
We give her that.
Yes.
We give her that.
Yes.
We don't take none of that stuff away.
Yes, we don't.
However.
Yeah.
Also in Mary news.
Yeah.
And I know people get hate. Y'all shitting on her. Give her her moment. Okay, we're just giving you the news. What's trending and what's popping. Also in Mary news.
Yeah. Former Death Row singer Danny Boy, he came out. I have no idea the context of this interview, what it was. But he came out and said he was sleeping with Mary J. Blige when he was 15 or 16. And she was in her 20s.
Yeah.
And the discourse I've heard around that, because a lot of people say, he's clout chasing. And I want to remind people, he came out as gay.
He did.
So that really doesn't really do anything for him, for ego either, right? Like, I don't know. If he was to come out and say it, especially now, like 30 years old.
And the context in what he was saying, as I saw in the interview, I saw bits and pieces. Yeah. He was saying, matter of factly, he had Mary before Tupac. So it wasn't this is a Mary bashing thing.
Yeah.
He was talking about a number of things, Suge Knight, the Source Awards. Yeah. He was talking about all of those, a lot of topics. And I can tell the interviewer was leading him to a specific place so that he could speak on a situation in which he met Mary and he continued a relationship. We'll call it an entanglement.
Yeah, so here's the thing, too. This is also what I want to get to. If the roles were reversed, right? If this was a woman and she said a guy was flying her out, sleeping on her when she was 15, and he was in his 20s, we'd be up and on.
Well, yes, we would.
And I always feel like we should highlight these moments, especially when it comes to guys, because a lot of guys get violated very early in their lives, or they have their first sexual experience with an older woman, and this is kind of like normal within our community. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of always wanted to highlight those things. There's a very good book called The Man Not. It's by Dr. Thomas Curry. And it's a great book when it talks about like just young men, black boys, and what they go through, like, you know, sexually and things like that. And I thought those like
no. When I made that comment, Cavallette, she was dealing with KC. In the story that this guy tells, he said somebody knocked on the hotel room door, and she began to duck behind the couch and was hoping that it wasn't KC. So this was on or around that time. So when you mention that, that's the time frame in which we're talking. I made a comment that more males are raped than women. I made that comment like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bugged me out when you said. I was like, wait,
and
what?
People began to lose their mind.
Yeah.
But remember, in the grand, I'm talking about let's go back to buck breaking, and the preference of those in power, they prefer boys. Now, us as heterosexual men who are twisted, you may be after, you might be a regular sexual predator and after a woman, but those in positions of power, those in the secret societies, those on the underground we don't hear about, their preference is men. And because men are not going to what? talk. So you understand you got a greater chance for a woman to say, I've been violated, and, we receive charges or pursue it. Most men will not tell you that they were violated. So you almost have a built-in secret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how that runs. And I'm not going to get into, this is not about who gets victimized more and this and that. But you are correct. Had Mary or some guy been 24, because we made a big deal about Jay-Z and Foxy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was this.
Oh, yeah. That was there. Yeah.
And, and we tried to push his age up or push her age up. So this was something that took place. But because it was a woman, we kind of let it pass.
Yeah, and oftentimes, too, you kind of give guys stripes for that. Like, she was older. That's what's up. But then you realize that kind of stunts a lot of guys' growths. You know what I'm saying? How they just view sex and like how they deal with relationship as well.
Yeah, it stunts a lot of women's growth too.
No, I'm talking about like a younger dude with an older woman sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm saying like a lot of you dudes wear that as a badge of honor, but sometimes the psychological effects can be like, longer down the line.
No, absolutely. All of these things are playing a role, and that's why I'm very big on protecting your children at all costs.
And okay, so Kim, somebody said, did he claim to be violated? I don't know how you asked the question, but that's how we have to think about this as well, right?
Right.
He could probably feel like nothing happened, but he was 16, she was 24. She was older.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was technically unconsenting, and he wasn't an adult. So I'm just talking about how we look at these things.
Right. I'm pretty sure for him, he was in the music industry, and the story goes, Suge called him upstairs, and Suge was up there with P. Diddy's baby mama. I forget her name, Jaime or something, or whatever, that one. And it was a bunch of, girls there, whatever. And Mary was there, and he started kicking it. He said he left, and Suge called him back upstairs, I guess, when everybody left, and he was there with Mary. And he said that first night, nothing popped, but she kept trying to push herself. First of all, she laid in his lap, and then they went into a hotel room, and she kept pushing that thing back on him. And he was 16 at the time. I'm not sure if he was already experiencing his gayness yet, or that was something he developed later. And he said he just chilled, but then she kept flying him in. And as she was flying him in, they had an entanglement.
Okay.
So, just putting the full story out there and show you the double standards that we do go through.
That's a fact.